of the reasons why you're blocking men from spoiling and marrying you. Girls, this is going to be amazing. You are meant to watch this. So lean in right. Yeah, go ahead, babe. I was going
No.
to keep going. I was going to keep going.
And you ladies asked such great questions this week in the comments. We're going to jump into those questions, get those answers for you. But before that, just want to remind you, ladies, I know it's some of you ladies' first time seeing us.
Mhm.
I'm Coach B, former lifelong bachelor, currently married to my beautiful wife, former single mom of four, who we got married about a year ago, and we've been helping you ladies ever since. So you want to jump right in and just get going with this because I want to answer these questions and help
Yes.
these ladies out.
Yeah, you girls asked amazing questions watching our YouTube videos this week. So Coach B here has, in his structured way, I appreciate this so much about you, babe, has a spreadsheet of all the questions that you girls have been asking. Because, we take this stuff seriously. We want to help you girls win in the area of relationships. And actually, we just had an engagement, another engagement just last week. And for those of you that don't know or don't know about our Feminine Energy Academy, we are having a masterclass tomorrow, and we're going to bring that young lady on. She was a former single mom, and actually, she was around my age when she started dating. And I'm going to be talking with her, and really, we're going to be really breaking down the strategy that we teach in the Feminine Energy Academy. Dating online, optimizing your profile, how to talk to men, feminine energy, feeling safe in your nervous system to receive the man, everything. We're going really deep, and that is tomorrow. So you girls can jump into that. Yes.
And I'm excited to bring her on tomorrow because her story is like a lot of other ladies.
Yeah.
When she first joined the Feminine Energy Academy, she was dating someone.
Yeah.
She went through that process. So just her giving her story behind it and how she got to the point she's at now. I
Yeah.
think it'll be so helpful for the ladies who can probably share a lot of similar stories about their process as well.
Yeah, exactly. What's up? We see a lot of our ladies
Yes.
here. Hey, Donna. Hey, Krista. We are traveling right
Yes.
now. That's why our background is different today. But this is why we do this. Like, no matter what, our life, like, I get to live a life now where every day feels like a vacation.
Mm.
And I know what it feels like to be a struggling former single mom with four little kids, went through a lot of loss, a lot of trauma, but everything I teach you girls on this YouTube channel and then going even deeper in our Feminine Energy Academy is everything that I've done and that has worked so well with the women in our community. So we get it, we understand, but you're watching this for a reason
Mm.
because those desires that you have, that desire to be seen, to be valued, to be spoiled, to be married, right, by your provider energy husband, you're desiring that for a reason. Okay, like, so we're kind of fanning that flame, like, no, babe, it's okay. You do deserve it. You do deserve that. But you have to become that energetic match, is
Mm.
what we teach the girls. So that's what today is about. If you haven't seen our part one and part two, go watch it. It was so good.
Yes.
And you ladies asked such great questions. So we will get to the questions in a second. But the biggest thing I wanted to talk to you girls about in part three of what's blocking you potentially from really attracting the masculine is being in your nice girl energy.
Mm.
Being in your nice girl energy, and this is not only with men but with kids. So if you're a
Mm.
single mom, or you're taking care of parents, or with your boss, people you work with, friends, if you find that you're the type of person you're constantly giving to everybody, you're constantly people pleasing. You have this fear of, if I don't do what people want, they're going to abandon, they're going to leave
Yeah.
me. What's going to happen is you're going to end up attracting the wrong type of guys.
Hmm.
You're going to end up attracting the guys that need to be taken care of,
Yes.
men that are in their feminine, even if they're 6'5" and have a six pack.
Right.
They're going to be in their receiving energy. And what's going to happen is you might be physically attracted to him, things might be hot and heavy, but you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out your hormones. You're going to spike your cortisol. You're going to be stuck in your masculine energy because you're constantly giving to everybody. And you're not just energetically, you
Mm.
cannot attract, and you can talk about this in a second, honey, a masculine energy man. A masculine energy man, if you are in your masculine energy as a woman, because heterosexual masculine men are repelled by women that are in their masculine energy. I don't care how
Yeah.
successful you are or how beautiful you are. Go
Yeah, and
ahead,
that's
baby.
so good because what happens is these women are nice looking, they take care of themselves. from the outside, everything looks great.
Yeah.
A lot of times what happens, these women can't find men that'll take them serious and
Mm-hmm.
want to be in a relationship with them. And these women are going on a lot of first dates. A lot of first dates
Oh
won't make
yeah.
it to a second, won't
Mm-hmm.
make it to a third date. And they're wondering what happened. You know, they're doing everything that people are telling them to do, but it's the
Mm-hmm.
small things that
Yeah.
they're not doing
Yeah.
that's causing them to go on those one dates and then it's over with because the guys sense the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if at the beginning they're getting to know you, they may think one thing, but as you start doing things, they see your energy, they see you don't know how to say no to people.
Mm-hmm.
All of that stuff factors into them not following up with it and with you
Mm-hmm.
and wanting to take it to the next level.
That's so good. So, what we teach our girls is everyone is always mirroring your energy, which is a great skill to have. So, not only with dating, but also in marriage and also in business.
Yes.
So, if you want to attract more clients, more followers on social media, you want to, really activate your husband to be in his masculine energy, this still applies to you, babe, right? Because what you want is you want to have polarity.
Mm.
Polarity is what creates attraction. So if your energy is always coming towards people, and you could be the best, like I already know if you're watching this channel, you're a nice girl. Like I
Mm.
know this about you. You're a nice girl. You're beautiful. You're such a good person. You probably love God. You either have a business or you're trying to start the business, something like that. But you're the person that likes to take care of people,
Mm.
or you, even if you don't like it, you've kind of fallen into that role. Let me know in the comments if I'm talking to anybody, to anybody right now, right? And so, but what happens is your energy is always coming towards people, right? You're obsessively thinking about people. You're overthinking. That's masculine energy.
Mm.
You're feeling anxious. You're feeling stressed. You're thinking about the 15,000 things you need to do in the day, right? That's you in your chasing
Yes.
masculine energy, and that's what's repelling the wrong guys. You're repelling the guys that actually want to spoil you and actually marry you, and you're attracting even more people that just want to be taken care of.
And I want to make a distinction because
Yeah.
men love pleasant women,
Yes.
women that are easy to talk to,
Yes.
women that are smiling, that have good energy. But that's a difference
Yeah.
between women that are just in their nice girl energy because
Yeah.
women that are in their nice girl energy, a lot of times it's not even who they are, but they don't want people to feel a certain way. They
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to look at them a certain way. So they're doing everything they can to make sure that you feel good. And a lot of times neglecting what they want.
Yeah.
So it's about you all the time. It's always them giving and doing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's never about being in position to receive in their feminine. So continue to, be pleasant, a lady who
Yes.
men enjoy being around. People enjoy being around. But when you're stepping outside of who you are and making sure that everybody else is okay
Mm-hmm.
and you're not okay,
Mm-hmm.
then that's part of you being in your nice girl energy because you don't want anyone to feel a certain way, no matter how you feel. And you'll take it, you'll do whatever it takes. You'll be in the room by yourself, be upset, be crying. But when you get outside of that room, the only thing that matters to you is how somebody else feels. And you don't want to live a life like that because you're not able to take care of yourself. And men
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be around women that are always giving because that's them being in their masculine.
And yeah, and men won't be able to explain this to you. They won't even be able, a lot of men aren't even conscious or aware of this. Okay. So don't try to talk to a guy about this. He's just, this is what you'll hear the guy say. I'm just not feeling her.
Yes. Yeah.
Something just feels off.
Yeah.
She's just more of a good friend, right? Anything like that.
Yes.
Okay. The other thing too, and also tomorrow with our masterclass, we're actually going to be helping you girls go deep on how to hold boundaries
Mm.
and natural consequences with
Yes.
men. Because the next question women have is like, okay, so I'm not going to be in my nice girl energy anymore. Not to say that you're going to be a B,
Mm.
but you don't want to be a fixer
Mm.
anymore. You're not going to be taking care of people anymore, right? So that's really, really important. But then sometimes women go to the other extreme where they're like, okay, you like the wall goes up and you're super guarded and you don't let anybody
Mm.
in. If the guy says one thing that rubs you the wrong way, you completely shut down, your nervous system shuts down, you feel triggered, and you just maybe you ghost the guy,
Mm.
right? And or you don't feel safe to even date. Like, I don't want to date. I don't want to go on dating apps. These are the girls that are in our
Yeah.
comments like, dating is exhausting, blah, blah, blah. Right? No, babe, it's just you don't know how to do it.
Mm.
It's a skill set. Right. So, anyway, so tomorrow we're going to go deep on natural consequences and how to have boundaries with men so you don't have to feel like that. But anyway, the other thing that we see our women deal with, because we see in your comments, is you're getting bombarded with men
Mm.
that want to be in a relationship with you, that want to put a title on it right away. Let us know in the comments if that's you. You're on the other side of things where you have so many men that want to date you and call you a girlfriend right away, and you're overwhelmed and you don't know what to do.
Yeah. And that can be a great
Yeah.
thing because it shows that you're in your feminine energy. It
Yes.
shows that you're the type of woman that he could see potentially dating for marriage, being married to. But a lot of times the nervous system just isn't prepared
Yeah.
for that type of energy coming their way. May have had some bad
Yeah.
experiences. Now you're shutting down. That's why it's so important
Hmm.
because a lot of times we hear information, people say things, it makes sense, but it's so important to be in community. It's so important to have a group of people around you that can help you understand this because when we're trying to understand, it's like reading a book. You read it and then you just say, okay, I'm going to implement this.
Hmm.
But if you don't have any soundboards, anyone
Yeah.
that's been through it,
Hmm.
anyone that's able to walk you through the process, and that could be a group of friends, it could be a group of married people, it could be a group that you join,
Hmm.
whatever it is so important because if you're in the situation that you're in now, a lot of times it's because you don't have the answer on how to get out of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's head knowledge,
Hmm.
you don't have the proper steps to take. So it's just important that you not only listen to it that one time or read it that one time, but you listen over and over. You join people that are on the same journey as you.
Not single people.
Exactly. People that have
Yeah.
answers, people that have
Yeah.
shown receipts
Hmm.
in that. And you find
Hmm.
those people online, you find them in books, you find them wherever, but people that have the receipts to
Yeah.
continue to listen, follow, because that's the best way to
Yeah.
get there and to make sure you get there in a period of time that's not forever. So definitely want to make sure that you follow information and follow people that are giving this information to you.
That have the receipts. I
Yes.
mean, there's a lot of dating coaches right now, and we see them. People are helping women look good and all this stuff, and they're all
That's true.
single, right? And so you might get some good fashion advice, some good hair advice, good
Mm,
makeup advice, which is great. But doing that deep energy work
yes.
is so important, and especially for your nervous system, especially if you've been through stuff.
Yes.
So if you've been divorced, you're a single mom, or maybe you've never been in a healthy relationship
Mm,
before, dad wasn't around, you got the daddy issues, you got those masculine energy wounds. It's so important that you heal it
yes.
as a woman. And we have a lot of these women in our programs as
Yes.
well, or of course now getting married, but gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Attracting the men wasn't the issue, but it's training your
Mm,
nervous
mm,
system to feel safe with
yes.
choosing the right man that will spoil you, that will take care of you. Because a lot of times these women, and this is how you can tell if you're watching right, this is how you can tell this is you, is you tend to be more attracted to the bad boys.
Mm,
You tend to be more attracted to the men that maybe don't fully show up for you consistently. Okay. The good guys feel boring. The
mm,
nice guys feel boring to you. Maybe you're like you tend to pick men based on their physical appearance.
mm,
So you don't want to date men that are shorter than you. You
mm,
don't want to date men of maybe different races. You don't want to, there's like all these things, or you don't like, how certain guys dress.
mm,
If that's how you're picking men, that's why you're picking men that are not good for you. That's why you're picking men that are not spoiling you
mm,
and want to marry you. So just like really ask yourself right now as you're watching this live stream, for the ladies, how does it feel to, like, can you even connect with feeling your husband, a man that
mm,
shows up consistently, a man that spoils you, that takes care of you and your kids? Can you even connect with that feeling?
mm,
Or does fear come up? Does anxiety come up? Does doubts come up?
yeah.
Because if those things are coming up for you, like those yeah buts, I call them,
Mm,
yeah buts, that's sticky energy that
mm,
needs to be cleared out of your energy and out of your nervous system for good, so that you can actually receive your husband.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so good. And as you were speaking about the ladies that have a lot of men coming towards them
Yeah.
and they really don't know, like, okay, what do I do? I'm getting tired of it. A lot of
Yeah.
those women start pulling away from dating.
Yeah.
It's too much for me. But
Mhm.
understand that those men are coming towards you. And like we said earlier, you're doing a lot of things right. So it's
Mhm.
important not for you to not look at it like you're not doing this right. You know,
Mhm.
why is this guy approaching me? These, and a lot of times these are men that want to take care of you, men that want to provide for you. But
Mhm.
what happened, and we've seen this even in the community at times, it's one small thing. Like,
Yes.
okay, he
Yes.
called me at 9:01. I told him don't call me after 9.
Mhm.
He, and these are a lot of time self-sabotaging things that we
Mhm.
do just because we're not ready to take it to the next level. So doing that inner work like you
Yeah.
talked about is so important, because I don't care if you're on the side where all the guys are approaching you or guys aren't approaching you. Doing that inner work is where you meet in the middle to get what you desire, instead of just going on with it or getting out of the dating game or looking for another
Yeah.
dating website because this dating website, they always talk like this. Whatever the case is, it's
Yeah.
never on the outside, it's always internal. So make sure you understand that even before you start dating and going in a direction.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, why don't we pull up some of the questions that our ladies have been asking us, because this is
Gotcha.
so good. Yeah, I promise you, ladies, if you're feeling overwhelmed with dating, well, first of all, you need to come jump into our masterclass tomorrow. But once you have strategy and once you learn how to regulate your nervous system, you're going to feel safer dating, and it's going to feel fun again. It's good, even if you have 4 kids, like with me. This is why I do this, is because it's different when, I mean, dating has changed completely already, even if you've never been married and you have no kids. But throw in the fact that you have kids
Mm.
and you're busy, and then now you have to date on top of it. That does sound
Yes.
exhausting, right? But if, when you have strategy and you do some of the things that we teach, you do the energy work and you have strategy, it's less exhausting
Yes.
and it's more fun, and you don't waste your time. This is why, we got engaged in 8 months, married 3 months later. One of our girls just this week,
Yes.
she met her now fiance 5 weeks after going online and doing
Mm.
exactly what we told her to do. We have a bunch of other girls that have done the same thing, but every single one of them, I was thinking about this morning, all the recent girls that have gotten engaged, they all soundboarded with us
Mm.
right before they got engaged.
Mm.
So the guy said something, or maybe they were thinking about something and they weren't quite sure
Yes.
about, and they processed it with both of us,
Yes.
and next thing you know, they're engaged. I've seen this consistently with people. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to get right into these questions. We had so
Yeah.
many good questions from this week. The first question is from Amy DD819. She said, how do you deal with avoidant attachment men?
Okay, this is a great question.
Yes.
So if you tend to attract men that are avoidant, so these guys, they tend to avoid things.
Mm.
Everyone around you is a mirror of your
Mm.
energy. So that's the great thing, is when you're dating, the type of guys that you attract, and we're not talking about one-offs,
Mm-hmm.
okay? We're talking about patterns. You always look at patterns in your life, because that's telling you the energy that you are embodied in, not what you know at a head knowledge,
Yes.
the energy you are actually embodied in, like the frequency that you're giving off, other people are mirroring that. So if you tend to attract people that are avoidant with you, look at yourself and ask yourself, are you the type of person that gets attached easily?
Mm.
Are you the type of person that gets anxious?
Yes.
Because typically avoidant attachment style attracts anxious attachment style.
Mm.
So basically, what that means is one person that is kind of clingy, and if they're not clingy, they get really anxious about it, will
Mm.
attract the person that, if you get too close, that gives them anxiety.
Mm.
Okay. So, and what on all that means is it's a time for you to heal that.
Mm.
That's all it is. So instead of getting mad at the men,
Yes.
what I want you to do, babe, is lean in, go inwards and heal that.
Mm.
And so that's something that we do in the Feminine Energy Academy, is we help our girls heal that, those abandonment wounds. Typically it
Mm.
comes from a childhood abandonment wound where it just didn't feel safe in the household. Maybe mom and dad weren't safe, maybe dad wasn't there. Something happened where you learned to abandon yourself, and you were anxious, and then and you learned to people please. And if people are going away from you, you feel nervous, you feel anxiety. So you have to heal that first, because if you don't heal that first, you're going to keep attracting these types of guys. Okay. And I promise you, once you start to feel really safe in your nervous system, in your energy, once you start to see you, once you start to really value you at a really high level, other people will start to mirror that energy and you'll start to attract men that are really consistent. And that's the other huge thing is if you're attracting men that are not consistent, you're likely a person that's not consistent. And once you heal that, once again, every single day, I do check ins with the girls in the Feminine Energy Academy to help train their nervous system to be consistent and to follow through with themselves. Because when you do that, you're going to attract people that follow through with you.
That's
Yeah.
so good. We'll get to the next question. But one thing to always remember as well,
Yeah.
adding on to it, what we're speaking, what we're rehearsing is what we're attracting. So we have to be
Ooh, that's
careful
good.
about, okay, this is just speaking it, just having those
Yeah.
conversations. I always attract this type of guy, especially in a
Mm,
negative way,
yeah.
because you're going to continue to attract it. But doing that inner work is key in every situation.
Yeah.
Doing that inner work,
Yeah.
changing your tone, changing your language, all of those things
Hmm.
contribute to you moving forward and attracting different type of guys.
Exactly.
So the next question, this was from the video. She said yes. Another former single mom where we actually know
It was a post.
the
Yeah.
post about she said yes. And I'll jump into it first and then I'll
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
you.
Go,
And
baby.
so it said, why is the relationship not talked about? Just the marriage. So it's a couple ways we can take this, but concerning the post, the actual relationship and the whole process of them getting engaged is something that we're going to talk about Saturday on the master
Yeah.
class.
So that for context,
Yes,
that question was for one of our girls that just got engaged,
yes,
and they were like, "Can you explain more about what happened in that
yes.
situation?"
So we'll talk
Yeah.
more about that. She'll be on. She'll go through the process of how she got to the point of being engaged. And this channel in general, everything that we talk about, everything that we do is about the ultimate goal of getting married.
Yeah.
So everything that we're talking about is going to be about getting married. Now we talk about stories that lead to getting married, doing the inner work, doing things to change who you are, change your mentality,
Yeah.
change your what you're saying. But we're not able to go into everything, every relationship on this right
Yeah.
here, or even on our videos. We're not able to go into it. That's why the Feminine Energy Academy is so important because we walk people through the relationship side of it and each step through that process.
Yeah, exactly. But I will tell you this, okay? Um, she did everything we told her to do. So with our girls, what we help, and it's not just dating. This helps you with your marriage. Like we have women in our programs that have been married for 30 years, right? So this is like a lifelong skill. But we help women with their weight loss, with their hormones, with their glow up, understanding the male gaze. It's not just about looking good, but what is deeply attracted to the masculine, to the male psychology. That's really important for a woman to understand. So that's why we go deep on with the ladies. Rotational dating, letting go of situationships or relationships where the guy's not stepping up. This is all the stuff that she did. And one of the biggest things is being able to process, like I said, knowing how to communicate with the masculine, which is so huge. Really, really understanding how to talk to the masculine, so you don't self-sabotage a great relationship and a great opportunity. So really, really important there.
And
Yeah.
there's so many layers to relationships that we go over in the Feminine Energy Academy. This is before you're dating,
Yeah.
when you meet someone, when you start dating, when
Yeah.
you get engaged, when you
Yeah.
get married. It's so many layers to it. And each layer is it's something different that you have to do
Yeah.
potentially. So it's so important that it's not just hearing, okay, this is a great relationship. This is how you got together.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to emulate that. No, each step, which we can't necessarily go through, is so important. That's why the Feminine Energy Academy helps the ladies so much. So
Yeah.
we'll move on to the next question, but great question. The next one is from J. Baptiste, 1999. And you can answer this. Said, what is princess treatment?
Well, princess treatment is whatever it means for you. So just ask yourself, if you're a princess, how are you being treated, babe? See, a lot of women, the reason why you don't get princess treatment from men is because you can't even conceptualize it. It's not even your consciousness. It's not even your awareness. You're still in that hustle mode where it's like, I got to do for other people. I got to take care of other people. I got to give to other people in order for them to love me. This whole concept of I get to receive, I get to be valued. I get to be seen, heard, taken care of, spoiled by the masculine
Yeah.
consistently is a foreign concept to a lot of
Mm,
women. And so I got this concept right from the scriptures, from the Holy Scriptures and Bible. I mean, this is why God calls us his bride,
mm,
right? So we're not widows, we're not orphan children, we're not peasant
mm,
girls. No, we're in our royal divinity. We are queens, we are wives. This is what God has called us to be, right? But you have to awaken to that
mm.
first. You have to give yourself princess treatment first, taking care of yourself, valuing your time, your energy, your body, your boundaries, your money, all that, taking care of how you look, how you feel. That's princess treatment. And then what will naturally happen is you will attract people in
Yes.
your life that mirror that back to you. And
Yes.
people that don't just fall away.
And the key is embodying that.
Yeah.
Because once you embody whatever it is you believe,
Yeah.
it becomes a part of who you are.
Mhm.
People, specifically men that come into your life, they just add to it. They're not
Yeah.
going to say, okay, you've embodied being someone who's been taking care of yourself forever. Now I'm coming in, I'm not doing anything.
Mhm.
I don't, that's not a part of who I am. You won't even match with that type of person. They wouldn't even
Yeah.
want to be around you.
Mhm.
But when you embody who you are, you attract people
Mhm.
that add to that embodiment. So doing the inner work, just accepting and not in only word. Because
Mhm.
sometimes what happens is we hear this and say, okay,
Mhm.
I'm a princess. You're going to treat me a certain way.
Mhm.
You never have to tell
No.
someone who you are. And
Yeah.
that's key. And write that down, please. You never have to tell someone who you are. Who you are naturally comes out and people fall in line.
Yeah, exactly. Men know. Men know
Yes.
if you're the type of woman that needs to be taken care
Yes.
of. They
So
know,
true.
right? And men are always looking like, can they afford you?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yes.
can they afford this type of lifestyle
Yes.
with you? And a lot of men are attracted to that,
Yes.
right? So,
Yes.
but exactly what you're saying, because we have seen this with women where, on Pop the Balloon Show, I think we're gonna post that video
Yes, we are. We are.
this weekend, where the girl's like, I want to be spoiled. I want you to give
Yes.
me all these gifts. And like all the men pop their balloon
Yes.
because men don't want to be told what to do,
Yes.
ladies.
Yes.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
baby.
No, don't come out saying in my divine femininity, anything like that. For one, that's going to confuse men because they're like, "What is that?" For two, when you make an announcement like that, we're like, "Oh no, she's not in that. She's
Yeah.
trying to be. She wants me to. She wants to perceive herself as to
Yeah.
being that." But that's not who she is. Watch
Yeah.
this. And men will do the opposite just to let you know you're not what you're saying you are. But the less you say, the more you just do in
Mm,
action,
yeah.
the more men understand, oh, she's serious about this. This is who she is.
Yeah, exactly. I never once told him, "Oh, you need to spoil me.
No.
I need princess treatment." But trust me, that's exactly what I got and continue to get because it's just something I'm so embodied in, right? Like
That's a good
it
thing.
was one of those like unspoken
Yes.
things. And so for you, babe, it has to be something that you're just so embodied
Yes.
in your warm, soft energy
Yes.
that you never have to communicate that to a man. He
Never.
just knows.
Never.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next question because we can go
Oh,
on
yes,
with
yes,
that
yes.
princess
And
treatment.
girls, you can drop
Yes.
your questions right now and we will answer them.
Yeah. So this is Miss Insane in Membrane.
Love the name. Okay.
Yes. A new man I'm interested in recently caught me out rotationally dating.
Oh, I love this.
Literally on a date. How weird. He said he doesn't join women's rotations.
Mhm.
Does this mean he's not masculine?
Do you want to go first? You want me to go
Yes,
first?
I
Okay.
definitely want to
Okay,
go.
go,
So
babe.
first, the first thing that I noticed
Mhm.
when I was reading it is she got caught. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
you have that hair right there. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is she got caught out in rotation.
Mhm.
This is what we believe, ladies. If you're not in a serious relationship where you have defined it to the point where you're exclusively dating,
Mhm.
engaged, or married, you can't get caught. It's nothing to get caught at.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
haven't done
you're
anything.
exactly, you're not committed to this person. And even more so, they're not committed to you. So if that commitment isn't there, then don't worry about being caught doing anything.
Yeah.
Live your life,
Yeah.
rotationally date, enjoy yourself. And I'm saying this coming from a man who doesn't necessarily like the fact that women rotationally date, or we talked about
Yes.
her rotationally dating. That's not something that men like, but I'm telling you from a place of this is what you have to do for
Mhm.
yourself because men will hold you hostage. Men will have you thinking that he's for you, you're his wifey, you're his only one. Never commit, never put a ring on it, and you'll be waiting around for years. You'll be holding yourself out. You'll miss out on other opportunities because this man told you something. He never did anything. He
Hmm.
just told you something. So I digress. Let me continue this.
Yeah.
But she said literally she was out on a date. How weird. He said he doesn't join women's rotations. Does this mean he's not masculine? So he doesn't join women's rotations. The thing is, for one, go out rotationally date, enjoy yourself. Men don't have rotations, they have rosters.
Yeah.
So he has a roster of women that he's dating if he hasn't committed to you. And this is just generally speaking
Hmm.
how men are. If he hasn't committed to you, that's because he wants his freedom. He wants to be
Hmm.
able to move around how he wants to. He wants, just in case you saw him out with someone, it's no title on it. So you can't say anything to him. So for right now, you're just in his rotation and he's in your rotation as well. And at this point, it's nothing to be upset about. If he's not okay with it, tell him to do something about it. And I don't mean fight. I mean
Yeah.
like tell him to make a commitment to you. Do something that wants to get you off the
Don't say it
market.
like that, but yes,
Right.
yeah.
All right. She'll
Yeah.
give you the feminine way to
Yeah,
say
I'll
it.
tell you the feminine way
But
to say
he has to
it.
do something to get you off the market.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he has nothing to say about it. And him being in his masculine, that's because you're not in a relationship.
Hmm.
I won't say if he's in his masculine or not, because anything that you all are doing is a situationship right now. But trust me, he's not made the commitment to you, so you have no obligation to him.
Okay, so let's break this down. Um, like the purest definition of what masculinity is, right? Just, and you don't have to take this is not my opinion. This is like how God's designed us, right? Like think of a sperm, okay? That's the masculine
Yes.
at a DNA level, a small cellular levels, the sperm. What does the sperm do? The sperm chases, the sperm competes,
Mm.
and the sperm is fighting to win, right? The egg. That's how men have been wired. All men, okay? Whether they choose to do it or not, that's how God has made them. And so what often happens is men get triggered by the words rotationally dating
Mm.
because in their mind they think women have rosters.
Mm.
Women's rotational dating is very different than a man's roster. Men's rosters are just different women that they connect with,
Yeah.
without any commitment, without any purpose.
Mm.
They serve different needs, right? Like, let's just be real.
Yeah.
Women, when we rotationally date, we're doing it for the purpose of marriage.
Mm.
We are intentionally dating for marriage. We're going on coffee dates, maybe a lunch date, maybe a dinner date. We're not sleeping with the guy. No, you're not intimate with the guy. Nothing like that. And so it's very, very different. And I know it's unusual for a lot of women, because the reason why women, this is so important that you do this, is so you don't get attached, because
Mm.
women naturally are very monogamous, and you can fall in love and get super attached to a guy that has just been texting you or has just been
Yeah.
calling you and hasn't even planned a proper date with you. So that's how women are, right? So this protects you as a woman.
Yeah.
Now, if the wrong guy gets triggered, like, he's going to get triggered, which is healthy. So you don't get triggered by the fact that he's
Yes.
triggered. What you do is you stay to the game plan, girl. Stick to the game plan, okay? Which is, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm sticking to my strategy because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
And the right man who's in his masculinity and that sperm energy knows that he needs to take me off the market,
Mhm.
compete with the other guys for the prize.
Mm.
That's just how it
Yeah.
goes. The wrong men will fall away and the right man will step up, like my husband. He was triggered. Of course he's triggered, right? But I wasn't like, ooh, well, then you got to take me off the
Right.
market. No, I wasn't like that at all. What I said at the beginning, when I was like, okay, I got to go, I got a date, and he's like shocked, but he can't get mad because we just started
Yeah.
talking, right? Wait, what you're telling the guy is, yeah, I'm dating for marriage. I'm rotational dating for marriage, and with the purpose of marriage.
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping with these guys, but it's just like the right
Yes.
person will stand up. Well, the right person will step up for marriage, and that's it.
Yes.
Okay, babe?
And ladies, you don't, even if you're talking to these guys, you don't have to tell them who you're going on a date with,
No, don't
what
go.
time the date
No
is.
details.
No details. You can go on a date with your daughter.
Yeah,
You
I
can go
did
on a
that a
date with
lot.
your sisters or friends. Just know that I'm not available. That's all
Yeah.
he needs to know, is you're not available
Yeah.
whenever he reaches out. Every time he reaches out, you're not available. unless he's made that commitment to you,
Yes.
unless he's put a ring on it. Otherwise, men won't even chase you if you're always available.
Okay, can you repeat that one more time because for our new people, and shout out to Fiji. That's amazing. She said I love her. She said I love your guys' videos all the way
Yes.
from Fiji.
Oh yeah.
Can you repeat what you said about, because you always say
Yes.
this and girls need to hear this, that men don't want
Yes.
women that other men
Yeah, and
don't
that's,
want.
I mean, that's the reality of it. If you're someone that's always available, men don't want you because men don't want women that other men don't want. So if you're always available, that triggers something in us to let us know that nobody wants you.
And it saves you time to not have
Exactly.
to figure out
We
why.
that does our vetting. That does the vetting for men. Nobody wants you. I'm not going to be the bozo who wants you. I'm not going to be the one looking like a
Yeah.
clown chasing you when you're
Mhm,
just standing there.
mhm.
Right? So just think about it naturally. Somebody's standing there and you're chasing them. Who looks like the fool? So men don't want to look like a fool. They'll let you stand there
Yeah.
until they see that other people are chasing you and you're moving. And
Mhm.
I'm not saying running. You're
Yeah.
just moving throughout life
Yeah.
and men are chasing you. It's like, okay, what's going on over there? And for my people that grew up, I grew up in Chicago, and we know once you see somebody running, you start running and you'll ask questions later. So when we see people chasing something or
Yeah.
running, we're going to run as men. We're going to run and then we'll talk about what it was later. So women, don't get caught just standing there because nobody will chase
Oh my gosh, it's so true. And once again, if you don't believe us, just think of the sperm.
you. Yeah.
It's not one sperm, right? The sperm is literally fighting other
Yes.
sperm to get there,
Yes.
right? So this is how men have been wired.
Mm.
Think of lines at luxury stores. Like we're talking about attracting men that can afford you, that are high value, that are provider type men, right? And that looks different for everybody. But just think of a nice store when there's a lineup. That, I mean,
Yeah.
they do that on purpose.
That's so
They do.
true.
It's not that they can't fit all those people in the store. They do it on purpose because it creates demand.
Yes.
Right. And so for you, it's not that you're trying to play games,
Mm-hmm.
but you want to be in this energy that men desire me.
Mm.
Right. And so, like, what we talk about when we teach our girls is like, even right now, if you have no guys that want to ask you out or
Mm-hmm.
they're not asking you out, even just go and start going on dates with yourself.
Yeah.
Start going on dates with your kids or a girlfriend or, stuff like that. Like just start getting into that energy
Yes.
that people want to date you. And then, of course, you need to up level everything else we
Yes.
teach you on this
We can
channel.
go into that
Yeah.
later. Another question we have. This is from AHAVAT Havat. Said, "What is rotational dating? It sounds exhausting."
Yeah.
And we kind of went over that, but
Yes.
you want to add anything to
Yes.
that?
It does sound exhausting if you don't know what it is. But rotational dating just means that you are purposely dating for marriage. You are dating with the purpose of marriage. And you have different people that you are dating until you are engaged or until you are serious about dating for marriage,
Yes.
courting for marriage. And what that does is it protects the woman. It
Yes.
really protects the woman from getting attached to men too quickly, especially men that have not stepped up. It's a great vetting system. So the wrong men that are not ready for marriage fall away. Naturally, they'll deselect themselves. And the right man that is serious about you, or the right men that are serious about you, that do want to date you for marriage, step up because they don't want you dating other guys.
Yes.
So you're, once again, you're not sleeping with these guys. You're not intimate with these guys. You're allowing them to pursue you. You're allowing them to call you, text you, take you out on dates with the purpose of marriage. It's like old school courting for
Yeah.
marriage.
And a lot of times when you're either out of shape, and this is naturally
Yeah.
speaking when you're working out, when you're out of shape, or when it's something that's new to your nervous system,
So
it could
good.
feel so exhausting because it takes
Mhm.
so much energy
Mhm.
initially in your mind because it's something new. I haven't done this. You
Mhm.
start overthinking,
Yep.
like rotational dating. I have to talk to all these people.
Yeah.
I have to do all of this.
Yeah.
But once you start doing it and follow, you
Mhm.
have to follow the steps in how to do it correctly. You can't hear the word rotational dating and then just start doing it. You have to have
Yes.
some type of information, some type of
Mhm.
education. And once you start doing it, the funny thing is, it's so much easier to rotational date than to do things the way that you've been doing them,
Yeah.
especially if you're not in a position that you want to be in.
Yeah.
When you're just talking to people randomly, when you have no strategy behind it and you're just living and doing,
Mhm.
that's exhausting. But when
Yes.
you have strategy, you have boundaries, you're
Hmm.
rotational dating, you may go out to a coffee date, a dinner date, and then you're not reaching out to them, you're
Yeah.
not following up, you don't feel like you're chasing them. That's a less stress. But you
Yeah.
have to understand what it is. And once you do, you'll see that's much easier and much more effective when you rotational date.
100%. And this is why I love coaching our women because I did it as a single mom with 4 kids. And I was running a business, I was on social media. And so I understand it's a very different type of lifestyle than, an average girl that's just dating nowadays, right? And so a lot of the women that we help are single moms, women that have been divorced, things like that. And so yeah, you want to have strategy. And one of the biggest things that I teach our girls to do is doing what feels good for your nervous system. So not, maybe if you're a young girl and you don't have kids, you don't have a whole lot of obligations right now, you probably have the capacity to talk to more men. You probably have
Mm,
the capacity to talk to like maybe 5 or 7 guys at a time.
yeah,
Someone like myself and a lot of the ladies that I attract, talking to 2 or 3 guys is a lot for our
yes,
nervous system. And I'm just talking like conversation and like maybe a coffee date, right? Because you got kids and all this stuff. So it's not that you need to go out and date all of these guys. You want to create healthy boundaries for what you can handle right now. And it might just be 2 guys. It might just be 3 guys that you're talking to. And that's okay, babe. The most important thing that you do, especially if you're a really busy single mom, excuse me, is that you have a love list and you know exactly who it is you are calling in as a husband. And this is really important, ladies, lean in for a second. You become the
yes.
energetic match to that type of guy. If you don't become the match, the energetic match, that receptive match to what you're calling in, you're going to spin your wheels. You're not going to attract the guys you want, and you're going to feel exhausted and
Mm,
frustrated. Okay. So, one thing I would say I spent the most amount of time on is doing my own inner
yeah,
work, my outer work and my inner work, my glow up, and also doing my inner work. So I became the match to the exact type of man that I wanted and a husband and a father for my
yeah,
kids. And that's what actually saves you time. That's
yes,
what saves you time where it doesn't feel exhausting.
yeah.
And you can go online like I did literally the first week and met my husband.
Mm,
Our other girl that we're bringing on to a masterclass tomorrow met her uh, future husband, her fiance, 5 weeks after she went online.
mm,
So when you do that work first ahead of
yes.
time and you're in alignment, it happens so much easier.
And I'm
Yeah.
glad you said that too, because doing that work
Mm.
ahead of time,
Yeah.
not only are they meeting these guys right away, guys won't waste time
Yeah.
just keeping you
Hmm.
in an area where you're confused. They won't even make you feel confused at all.
Yeah.
They'll want to move forward so quick when you've done the
Yeah.
work because you stand out so much.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of good ladies out here, good women who could potentially be good wives, but doing the work, coming in ready as a wife,
Hmm.
because that's one thing we always talk about. Men aren't looking for someone who's potentially a wife, like she has some
Right.
qualities, she could be a wife. Men are looking for women that are living as wives, even if they're single.
Hmm.
You're taking care of business like a wife. You're taking
Yep.
care of your kids like a wife.
Hmm.
You're not going out just partying all the time. You're not trying to have this last hot girl summer before you decide to move forward. No,
Yeah.
you go out, you enjoy
Hmm.
yourself, but you're doing it as someone who's already
Hmm.
functioning as a wife. So it's so important to do that inner work and
Hmm.
to know that if you desire to be married, if you desire to be in this type of relationship, you have to be that person now.
Yeah.
And men love that because, and then men will jump right into it. We got engaged after 8 months of
Hmm.
being together. And again, we were dating internationally.
Yep.
So that was another layer that we
Hmm.
had to deal with me moving.
Yeah.
But as soon as we moved together, we started talking about it. And 11 months total, we got married within a year. And we see so many women
Hmm.
doing it in 6 months,
Hmm.
in 8 months. But
Yeah.
men will jump on it. They won't leave you out there
Yeah.
on the market if you've done the work and if you're a wife already.
Exactly, babe. And this is women all around the world, by the
Yes.
way. This is not just US and Canada. One of our girls that just got engaged is from the Caribbean. Another girl in our community that just got engaged is from Africa.
Yes.
We've had a few girls from the
Yes.
UK. So, actually, from Canada, but got engaged and married to men from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So dating is so easy right now, ladies. It's so easy. Dating is the easiest it's ever been because most people don't know how to do it.
Yes.
Most people are overwhelmed. They're just exhausted. They're guarded. Their walls are up. Most women are in their masculine energy. They don't know how to talk to men.
Yeah.
So when you do what we teach you girls to do in the Feminine Energy Academy, you stand out so
Yes.
much. And then what ends up happening is multiple men want to date and marry you, and then we have to help walk you through
Yes.
and retrain your nervous system that it's safe to receive the one guy.
Yes.
Because what will often happen, and I've coached so many women through this, where the guy, like they're right there, like she's dating a great guy,
Mm-hmm.
he's everything she wants,
Yes.
but then she's like, I don't know about this one thing. And
Yes.
it's like consistent that I have to have a pep talk with her, break stuff down, and then she clears a block in her nervous system. She feels safe to receive, and then they're engaged and
Yes.
married.
So,
Yeah.
ladies, please
Yeah.
ask any questions that you have
Yes.
inside of this live. And
Yes.
if you're watching it, ask the questions because these are the answers that are helping to change women. Because when you ask them,
Yes.
it relates to so many other people.
Yes.
So please
Yes.
ask the question in the comment. But me, Adora Support, if you can, I know we had so many questions
Yeah.
throughout the course of this live. Can you tag or pin any questions that we didn't get to? Because we want to be able to answer every questions that you ladies have. I know we have so many ladies in here from the Feminine Energy Academy. I've
Yes.
seen them. They've been asking questions as well, but we want to get to all the questions in here. So me, Adora Support, if you can help, or babe, if you found a question,
Yeah, I'm
let's
on
go
it.
with it.
Okay, so for the single moms, how many dates a week should we dedicate to dates? Okay, I love this question. So, babe, for you, it's what feels good for you,
Mm.
like where you're at in your life. If you are beyond exhausted and you have chaotic energy, like you're just stressed, you're
Mhm.
overwhelmed by everything, you're just feeling really stressed, I actually don't recommend you dating. I actually recommend you just stopping what you're doing, come do some inner healing in the Feminine Energy Academy, get some stuff off of your plate so your energy is calm and soft, and then start dating. Now, assuming that you've done that and your energy is in a really good place, you're in alignment to receive your husband, you're not triggered and overwhelmed, then ask yourself, okay, what feels good for me? For me, it was like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks is what I could handle at
Mm.
that time. Okay, so for you, what feels good? I know women that 3 times a week, but these are women that didn't have kids. 3 times a week, they can go on dates, and now, now they're married. So just ask yourself what feels good for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
so good. We have a couple of questions that are coming in. First from Meador Support Tag. The question said, what is the best way to maintain attraction with a guy? Is
Ooh,
this something a woman can influence?
girl. Yes. Attraction is all about us. So if you want to have attraction with the masculine, attraction comes from polarity.
Mm.
Polarity, that means like opposite sides is what creates attraction. So I'm trying to give you like a general answer here because we go really deep in this, right,
Yes.
in the Feminine Energy Academy. But basically, it's you being the opposite of the man.
Mm.
So we'll talk about physically, for example. Men typically have short hair or no hair. So masculine men are typically attracted to long hair, long, flowy hair. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's straight, curly, dreadlocks, that part doesn't matter,
Mm-hmm.
but they're attracted to the opposite. Men are about convenience. So, they're not putting on makeup and all that stuff, right? Masculine energy men. So they're naturally more attracted to women that are a little bit glowy, that got some makeup on them. Men, provider energy men are not obsessed with how they look. That's their provider energy men are obsessed with making money.
Mm-hmm.
They're obsessed with taking care of business. They're obsessed with, having order and structure in the home. That's how they're wired for convenience. Like think of the hunter, right? The alpha hunters, they were fighting, they were competing, they were providing for their families. They don't care how they look. So when you see men that are all into how they look, they're feminine men. Okay. So naturally, masculine energy men, they're going to be attracted to you based on how you look. So for the woman, because these are signs of reproductive value, this is why men are attracted to hips,
Mm.
to a flat tummy, to,
Yes.
chest, all that stuff. Not to say that you need to be a Barbie doll, but you need to be in shape, okay, for your
Yes.
size.
Yes.
This,
No.
this is just a couple examples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't go any deeper into it. but it's simple
Yeah.
to influence your attractiveness towards a man. That's simple. That's
And
simple.
especially as you get older, and especially if you have kids, we know you're a good person and all that stuff, but like what Coach B always says, he's not even going to get a chance to get to know
Yeah.
you and to know that you're a good person if you don't take care of the outer looks first.
Yes.
And then there's one more thing I want to add here. This is so important because we do have a lot of beautiful women on our channel that are still not attracting healthy men, and they don't have that polarity. Is it's so important for you as a woman. This is probably more important than anything, is that you know how to be in your feminine energy.
Mm.
You know how to be in your soft, receiving, relaxed, calm, peaceful, romantic energy with the masculine. You're not coming at him with how
Mm.
much you know, how smart you are,
Nope.
all your accolades, your business, how much money you make, your degrees. That's all masculine head energy.
Hmm.
And he's not going to be impressed by that. He might be impressed, but he's not going to be
Yes.
romantically attracted to you if you come at him with that. So
So
that's really
true.
important.
We have a question, excuse me, from J. Shell Brown. She said, "How soon do you let the guy know you're not going to be intimate until marriage?" And I'll just add to it,
Yeah.
this is something she's great at. But how soon do you let him know? It's not about necessarily letting him know I'm not going to be intimate with you. It's more about letting him know what you're doing. Like,
So good.
okay, I'm not going to be with anyone until it's my husband. Or
Hmm.
I forget how you put it, but let him
Yeah.
know that everything that you're doing is for your husband. No one has husband privileges until they put the ring on, until you get
Mm-hmm.
married.
Yeah.
Anything else that comes with husband privileges, and that could be sleeping with them, that could be living together,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, he'll know that he has to do the work to get that out of you. And that's what we went through
Yeah.
as well. When we started dating, she let me know that things are for her husband. If I'm not her husband, I don't get certain privileges. So that caused me to push stuff up. It's not, I mean, we were planning on getting, I was
Mm.
planning on asking her to marry me eventually. But when you're just dating and you're
Yep.
going out and you're not doing anything,
Mm-hmm.
it's for a man. It's like, what is this?
Yeah.
We can't get physical. Nothing's happening. I have to move forward with this because I know I want to be with her. I know she has all the qualities that I want. Then it's like, what am I waiting on?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're giving stuff up, like husband stuff up before you get married, men don't want to move forward because it's nothing to gain.
Yeah.
So the fact that we had those conversations, I knew I had to step up to get certain privileges. It caused me to look at myself, ask myself questions, what am I waiting on? And then start preparing to move forward in marriage with her a lot sooner than most men would do if they're getting all the privileges.
Oh, that's so good. And here's the thing, ladies, it's all about how you communicate it. So I love what you said, honey, where it's like you're not saying all the stuff you're not doing,
Yes.
especially on the first date or when you're first getting to know him. When you're first getting to know each other, your job as a woman is to just be in your fun, loving energy. You're sweet,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have a smile on your face. You're just so fun to be around. And yes, you look good. Like, girl, you look like a delicious snack. So, of course, he wants to be intimate with you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. We're not triggered by that. Okay. We're not guarded by that. We're not just like put off by that.
Right.
Of course, a man wants to be with you. That's how he's wired. That's a healthy thing. But what you're doing is when you're in your sweet energy and you're out on a date, or maybe you've been dating for a while and then he's, going in and going a little bit too far that, he doesn't feel comfortable for you, then be like, no, babe, not yet. Not yet. That's for my husband.
Mm.
And then when you're like kind of saying it in a fun, flirty way, like, no, that's for my husband. But here's the important thing, babe, is you have to hold that boundary because he will test it.
Yes.
Right before, like the day y'all get married, like my husband here, testing
Mm.
constantly. Like he'd always say, I'm ready, honey. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm like, babe, how many times are you going to ask me that? But I wasn't triggered. I wasn't mad. Of course he wants to be with me in that way. It's just more of like, no, babe, not till we're married. Like it's just not
You
happening.
gotta hold it to the end.
Yeah, it's just not happening until we get married.
Yes.
And so for you as a woman, it's all about how you say it. So stay in your fun, flirty energy, stay sweet, don't be triggered by it, but hold your boundaries,
Yes.
babe, because it's going to make him want you so much more.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's, you explained it well.
And sometimes that means like maybe you can't have wine, you can't
Mm-hmm.
drink with him, right? Or you can't have a Netflix night with him. Like you have to know your boundaries and what
Mm-hmm.
you're, because women got needs too. Like let's
Yes.
just, especially if you're a single mom, like you understand, right? It's challenging for women too. So you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're going to break your
Yes.
boundaries, because then you can't get mad at him, right? If you're not following
Yes.
through, now he's going to keep
Yes.
pushing that.
Yes.
So
So who is April said, what dating site do you think is good to meet good men?
mm,
And that's a tricky question, I believe, because of course I believe there are better dating sites
yeah.
than others, but also I've seen people meet on every
Yeah.
type of dating site, and I don't want to go into all the ones that they've
Mm-hmm.
met on, but people meet each other all type of ways, but what it comes down to is your energy, how you're
Mm-hmm.
presenting yourself. And no matter what site you're on, as long as it's a legitimate site, I mean, if you're on some of these
Yeah.
sites where these are hookup sites and just crazy sites, then that's what you're going to get. But generally speaking, if you're on most of the popular sites, it depends on your energy, what you're presenting, on what type of guy you will attract, because most type of guys that are on there, they're going whatever energy you're giving.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're giving energy of, okay, I just want to hook up, those are the type of guys you'll attract. If you give the
Yeah.
energy of, I'm looking to date for marriage, those are the type of guys that you'll attract. And the right type of guys will, instead of try to hold on to, just talking to you on there, they will try to pull you off the site in the sense of, okay, we met, we like each other, let's get off here. It won't be long ongoing conversations
Mm-hmm.
on that website for months, or you chasing them, or whatever the case is. I really believe it comes down to your energy that you're giving, which really helps on those sites.
Yes, and also, this is really huge. Okay, is you how you actually are optimizing your profile.
Yeah.
So I think we met on Bumble,
Yes.
but we've had girls meet on Bumble, like their husbands on Bumble, on Hinge, on what's it called, Lexi or Luxy.
I'm not sure.
Um, there's a few other sites on there. What's the most important thing is actually optimizing
Mm.
your dating profile, and this is something that we go really deep on in the Feminine Energy Academy. We have certain master classes where we teach you, where we actually go through your dating profile and we show you exactly the type of photos to put and the type of words to put. That's actually more important than the site that you're on. Because if you're energetically aligned, like your husband is going to find you, and
Yes.
then you can pick different sites, whatever. But what you actually have on there is so important. And we've just seen it with our girls where they'll come in, they'll optimize their dating profile based on what we tell them to do, and then they're attracting their husbands, their dream relationships, all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So that's the most important thing. So having your energy in alignment, optimize your dating profile, and yeah,
Yes.
I would say that's your biggest thing. The one thing I do like about Bumble is that you can change your location,
Mm.
right? So if you do want to date internationally, you want to date in different locations, that's the great thing about Bumble for sure.
So Alicia said, I downloaded the Bumble app, but I haven't yet set it up. I felt resistance energy
Yeah.
the other day, so I scripted on it. And I'm afraid because I'm not fully financially stable before I find my
Mm,
husband.
so
And
good.
Alicia, she's in our Feminine Energy Academy. She said,
Okay.
I don't want to call him in due to lack.
I
Should
love
I wait?
this. I love this question, Alicia, because this is something I went through and so many women go through. So thank you for asking that. And Alicia's like done so much growing. I'm so proud of you, babe. Anyway, and if it's not the financial thing, it could be something else. When you're holding shame as a woman, that can really stop your husband from not necessarily finding you, but from you receiving him. And this is something I had to work through, where it doesn't matter how much money you have. You could be
Mhm.
making a lot of money, right? You could have a successful business like what I had, but you're just feeling some shame around like maybe mismanaging money or not being fully financially literate, or maybe you have some debt, or you're just struggling, right? But here's the thing. First of all, men don't care about that.
Mhm.
They don't care about that at all, because men, especially provider men, what they do care about is you're doing something behind the scene
Yes.
to better yourself.
Yes.
Like as long as they can see behind the scenes that you're working on it, like you're learning, you're doing the best you can, right? And you can talk about this in a
Yeah.
second. But most men, like good men, masculine provider men, want to come in and help you. And if you're a single mom, especially,
Hmm.
even the non-single moms, because I actually had a girl who was a doctor that is now married, and she had student loan debts, and now her husband's like, I'll take care of it, babe.
Yes,
It's all good.
yes.
Men don't care about those
Yeah.
things, but it's how you feel around it. So what I encourage you to do, because you're in the Feminine Energy Academy, and I see some of you girls are in the Feminine Energy Academy, I want you to go listen to the de-shaming audio again around this
Yes,
specifically and release it.
yes.
Release it for good. And then I want you to script on how your husband, your provider energy husband, was just so in love with you, did not care, is there to help you, stepped up, showed up consistently, and just felt so good being with you and found you so easily. Okay. And sorry, can I say one more
Yeah, go
thing?
right
And
ahead.
then you can go ahead. Because the other thing that women, especially single moms, struggle with is shame around just being a single mom.
Mm.
So if you're also feeling feelings around that, like single mom, like you're a single mom, you got to release that as well and not look at that like it's a liability, but look at it like it's an asset. So for example, with me, because I had to do that, I was like, I'm attracting my husband who was literally the perfect fit for me and our kids.
Hmm.
We are everything he has been praying for. And that's exactly what I got. So go ahead,
And
baby.
outside of men being attracted to
Yeah.
you, like as far as your face or your body, and
Yeah.
you being the size they want,
Yeah.
men for the most part are understand that you don't come in as the finished product. All right,
Yes.
that you don't have everything together. And like you said, sometimes it might be
Yeah.
financially, sometimes it may
Yeah.
be in the area of work where you're in between jobs. It could be whatever the case. Men are willing to work with it. And I'm seeing it as well where I've had family with that hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt from school. And
Mhm.
these are ladies, and they've married their provider energy husband, wipe it clean.
Yeah.
So that stuff doesn't matter because what will happen is you'll always be waiting because it's always something you're working on. So if it's not the financial side of it, then it'll be something else, and you'll look up, it'll be 5 years later. So
Mhm.
continue to do the work, continue to be transparent. And, when you're getting into those relationships, it's okay. And not when you're meeting them, but when you're moving forward to marriage, it's okay to talk about some things that you're working on as you get to those conversations about finances. But trust me, that won't be a sticking point for most men as
Mhm.
long as you're doing work to better yourself, as
Mhm.
long as they see growth in your life, as
Mhm.
long as they see you recognize this, you're making changes, not because they want you to pay it off before they get married, but they want to see that you're someone who's always working on yourself and always
Mhm.
looking to better yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So good. So important for you guys, for all of you ladies. You have to look at yourself like an asset, not a liability. Your kids, your age, your finances, all that stuff. It's an asset, not a
Yes.
liability. And if you don't feel like that, then you got to do that inner work to get yourself in a place where it feels good. And going online, no matter what, Alicia and everyone listening, it's going to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel natural to go online and just put yourself out there, right? Like, so it's not weird. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling awkward going online. I also was like, why has my life come to this? Literally, that I have to go and Bumble, right? Like I was having these conversations with myself. I was like, it's okay. I'm just
Yes.
practicing. You're just practicing, babe. Like you have nothing to lose. You're just practicing. That's it. So have
And
fun with it.
this is a follow up question saying, is that the same for when I'm not the weight or body
Mhm.
that I want to be when dating? I need to de-shame.
Do you want to go first? You want me to go
Well,
first?
you'll go a little deeper into it, but when you're dating and you're not the ideal size that you want to be, the good thing is men like all sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be the right type of man for you. And
Mm-hmm.
Tosh talks about this all the time where it's the thing where you attract the perfect guy for you. So some guys like them small, some guys like them big, some guys like them medium. Whatever size you are, it's really just first being okay with where you're at in
Mm-hmm.
your life. And if you desire to be a certain size, definitely go towards that. But wherever you're at, it's a man who likes you for that. As long as you're healthy, taking care of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
most men like smaller women, is what I can say. And I'm one of those men. But trust me, it's a guy out there, no matter where you are in your life, it's a guy out there for you. But continue to pursue what you desire to be as far as weight or health wise, and the right man will be there for you. It's nothing about shaming yourself because you're this certain size.
Yeah.
No, the right man for you will be drawn to you if
Mhm.
you're embodying who you are.
100%. And one thing I had to tell myself too, because I'm a recovering perfectionist. Also, this is like all you girls, all the
Yes.
questions you're asking is exactly what I had to work through
Yes.
right before he came into the picture. So I love these questions. So when I was like on my glow up journey, I was all about, working on my body, which I think is a great starting point for
Hmm.
all women, getting your hormones on point, getting your body just so you can feel good. You actually have the energy to
Mm,
date, you have the confidence to date. Things aren't perfect, but you've made some progress.
yes.
I think is really, really important for women. This is why we also have weight loss and hormone programs in our Feminine Energy Academy, because we understand that this will help you more than anything feel good about yourself. But this is my disclaimer. So once you start doing it and you are really looking good, you're feeling good, you've made a lot of progress. If you're finding that you're still picking yourself apart,
Mm,
or like you feel like the booty needs to be bigger, the boobs need to be bigger, the waist needs to be smaller, you don't like your arms, you don't like your legs, you need to stop,
right.
pattern interrupt that, and tell yourself this: I am the right type of pretty for my husband. I am the right type of pretty for my husband. Because women will come up with all these
Yes.
excuses. My skin is too dark. My skin is too pale. I'm too skinny. I'm too thick. I'm too this. I'm too that. And as long as you're working on yourself, babe, what you want to affirm to yourself is, I am the right type of pretty for my
Mm,
my husband. He likes my body type. Because at the end of the day, there's different body types. Like you
yeah.
can do all you can do naturally. And at the end of the day, there's going to be some women that are a little bit bigger and there's going to be
Hmm.
some women that are a little bit smaller. So you have to trust and believe that your husband is so insanely
Mm,
attracted to
yes.
your body type, your height, everything. Because we got women that are super tall, we got women that are under 5 feet in our programs, right? So you have to believe that you are exactly what he wanted. And once I did that and I like let go of the obsession with my body having to look perfect, and I was just like, no, I am the right type of pretty. I'm going to keep doing my maintenance, still work out, still do everything I teach, but I'm like really surrendering this and letting go and stop obsessing. And of course, my husband came in and he just makes me feel so beautiful
Yes.
every single day.
Yes.
So, yes.
So no, definitely. All these questions, like you said, are just the questions that you go through in the process of
Yeah.
looking to start dating,
Yeah.
of when you date. But it's so important that you've done the inner work because these things can be self-sabotaging.
100% self sabotaging.
They can be
Yes.
self-sabotaging where everything is going great. The guy loves being around you, he loves taking you out, and
Hmm.
then you start looking at yourself in the mirror and start telling yourself things that aren't true, things that he doesn't even think about.
Hmm.
And then you sabotage it and it starts that cycle of I always have it, it always starts good. He wants to take me out. Then out of nowhere, he stops calling. Out of nowhere, he doesn't want to be around me anymore.
Hmm.
And doing that inner work, you're literally one step away from potentially being in that dream relationship that you desire to be in and getting married in short periods of time because
Hmm.
if we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary but
Yeah.
a year from today, a year ago,
Yeah.
she was still single,
Hmm.
right? I was still single, and now we're married, we're living our best life, we're traveling. That's how quickly things can change when you do the inner work.
Yeah, exactly. So Boosted Barbie had another really great question. What's the fastest way for me with abandonment issues to detach from an avoidant? The best thing you can do is go through a detox and find something else to attach to.
Mm,
So often it's hard to just like let go of things. There might be more questions up there.
yeah.
It's hard to let go of things because the brain wants to obsess. So it's dysregulated. The nervous system is dysregulated. So it's looking for safety. It's looking for safety. It's scanning. This is why we attach to things. So the best thing for you to do, babe, is decide, okay, I'm going to let go of this person. I'm going to give myself just 30 days. Give yourself a 30-day detox. Okay, babe? And put all that energy back on you. And every single day work on your healing. work on. Now I encourage you to do a program to help you with this, right? Like, so this is what the Feminine Energy Academy is about. Give yourself 30 days. But if you have something else you want to do, go for it. But what I'm encouraging you to do is give yourself at least 30 days where you're taking all your energy off of men completely, and you work on you. You attach to you, you attach to the God in you,
Mm.
right? You put God first. You allow God to heal you. You allow God to heal those like inner child wounds, and really go deep with just like letting go of the stuff that you're still holding on to that's causing you to feel abandoned and anxious and needy and all that stuff. And when you do that, when you become obsessed with your glow up, when
Mm.
you become obsessed with your relationship with God and your inner healing, what will naturally happen is you won't feel this need to attach to things like men or food is
Yes.
another thing, right?
Yes.
Food or other destructive behaviors, because there's a void that you're trying to fill, and you're trying to fill it with men, and men will never, ever, ever
No.
fill that for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Bria Harris, who's
Oh,
in
yeah.
our Feminine Energy Academy as well. She's on the live with us. We had a question from, I believe we didn't answer this yet. Boosted Barbie. She said, "Do you suggest going out on a couple of dates before asking the serious questions regarding what they're
Mm,
looking for long term?"
what do you think, honey?
Well, it all varies
Yeah.
because sometimes, like with us, we had a serious conversation, maybe the first conversation we
Yeah.
had. And,
Uh,
everything, it works differently in every
mhm.
situation. But when you're talking to someone and, you kind of are having certain vibes and things are coming out,
Mhm.
it's not only like the questions you're asking, but
Mhm.
how you're asking them, how you're
Yeah.
talking, how you're saying it. Because you can ask a simple question and it can sound hard if you're saying it the wrong way. You can just say, "Who do you live with?" Right? "Do you live by yourself?" It can sound
Where do you
hard.
live? What do you
Exactly.
do?
What do you, right? But if you're saying it like, "Yeah, so what area do you live in? And how do you like it over there?"
Mhm.
That can come across differently.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to get in the headspace of, when should I do this? When should I do that? Always do it in your feminine way. So even if you say something wrong sometimes, or something that might not be appropriate, if you're saying it in your feminine energy, then it
Mhm.
won't be taken that way. But establishing that you're dating for marriage
Mhm.
is something that would be good to say right away. Either, even if it's online, like with
Mhm.
us, I think she put it in her profile,
Mhm.
and then we talked about it.
Mhm.
But letting guys know that you're looking, for a serious relationship is the best way to go about it right away.
Yeah.
Now, when it talks about kids and stuff like that, you want to be able to let them know that pretty soon as well. She put it on her profile that she had 4 children. So
Mhm.
before anybody even said a word to her,
Uh-huh. They knew.
we had to look and see, like, 4 children. Okay, how you doing? We had a decision to make.
This
We
is
was
why
gonna,
you need to look good, ladies.
yes, that's true. Because we're gonna say, "How you doing?" Or we're gonna swipe to the left, and it's like, you know what? I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
But your energy and how you're talking to him is key.
Yeah. So I would say if you don't really know how to talk to the masculine, like you've struggled in that area, I would say learn how to talk to the masculine first
Hmm.
before you jump in and have serious conversations with
Yes.
them. Because, yeah, it's just going to be harder for you. Because I'm so well trained on, I know how to talk to the masculine. And I just been doing this for a while. So I just
Right.
know, right? So our first conversation, we had such a deep connection. We were able to have, we went like really deep,
Yes.
really quickly. But I know that I don't actually encourage my girls to do that, because that doesn't work for everybody. For
Hmm.
in general, I would say generally, if you're like kind of new to this feminine energy, learning how to communicate with the masculine type, world, I would say your first date, you keep it just fun
Hmm.
and light. And if he asks you heavy questions, you can get into it, but don't come across like you're interviewing the guy, you're
Hmm.
investigating the guy, you're
Hmm.
like, I don't do this and I don't do this.
Right.
Like you're uptight, like your energy is all uptight. No, keep things relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay. Until you can really just develop that connection with him where
Yes.
he's just really feeling you.
Yes.
Okay. And then you can go a little bit deeper. But
Hmm.
you know, he's really going to be the one that's going to be asking questions and
Hmm.
wanting to go deeper with you.
Yes.
So
That's a great question, because the thing is, now when you get in your 30s, 40s, 50s,
mhm,
like some of the ladies in our community are, most people are going to have children.
Yeah.
They're going to have relationships that may have been long term that didn't
Mhm.
work out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of those situations where it's questions that you want to know,
Yeah.
but it's how you say those things, because that first conversation can tell both sides like a lot about
Mhm.
how this is going to move forward. That's why it's easy. If you look good, it's easy to get a conversation, but
Mhm.
it's not always easy to get a follow up if you don't
Mm.
have the tools.
Yeah, so good. We actually just did a masterclass on this last weekend. It's in the Feminine Energy Academy for our new girls, where we talk about, okay, if you're not getting approached, this is what you do. If you not making it past the first date,
Yes.
this is what you got to do. If you're not making it past a few dates, and then the guy falls off, this is what you do. If you are bombarded with men that want to date and marry you, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Because these are all the different scenarios that our women go through. There was something else I wanted to mention about this. I can't remember.
Sure. And Mirador support. If we have any more
Oh,
questions, you can pin those as well. Go ahead, babe.
okay. This is what I was just thinking about. You know how I was just talking about how men are the ones that really they determine how deep to go with you, right? Like even just think intimate wise, right? They determine, they go deeper with you. But even conversationally, in order for a man to go deeper with you and wanting to go deeper with you, your energy needs to be soft and open, right? Like I'm not trying to sound like sexual, but it's the same thing. If you're closed off and tight and guarded and you don't feel safe as a woman, then he's not going to want to penetrate that, right? But if you're soft and open and you're relaxed and you feel safe, and I'm not saying to do this with a guy that's not safe. I'm talking about doing this with a man that you feel safe with, right? When you're feeling safe, you're going to open up as a woman, and then he will go deeper with you. He will ask you deeper questions. And as long as you're saying warm and safe and you're having fun, right? Like he wants to make sure you're having fun. He's going to keep going deeper with you. But if he's sensing that you're uptight and you're closed off and you don't feel safe anymore and you're annoyed and frustrated and turned off, he's going to shut down too.
Because naturally, healthy masculine energy men, if you're not open to conversation, open in whatever way,
in your energy.
yes, in your energy, they're going to pull back because we don't want to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah, healthy men.
Yes, healthy men. If you're saying no, if you're saying no with your energy, if you're saying no in your language, we'll pull back automatically because it's not fun for us if you don't want it. If you don't want to talk about it, it's not fun to us. If you don't want to do this, go out with us, it's not fun to us. So we're not going to force ourselves on you in any type of way.
Yeah, exactly. So good. What's up from South Africa? We have a lot of women in our community from Africa, and some of them are getting engaged. They're getting married next month. Okay.
Boosted Barbie 6.2. I don't know if you're in the Feminine Energy Academy or not, but that name looks familiar. But I'll go ahead. She has another question. What about texting on dating apps? At what point do you trust them enough to give out your number? They all want it right away.
Yes, so good.
You
want to go
yes.
first?
And dating apps, first off, dating apps is just for you to kind of meet someone. You shouldn't build a relationship on the dating app or anything like that. We talk about different strategies in the Feminine Energy Academy about how to go about getting to know someone, even like when you should give your number out, how you should give it out, and things like this. But for that, get to know them, a couple of conversations on there. But you have to have something set up where you can talk off there to really get to know them. And men asking for your number, I believe, is not unhealthy at all. Men, it's a healthy thing for them to want to get to know you, but you have to really sense their energy. Are they talking about things that are going towards relationship, or are they just talking about hooking up?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you have a couple conversations, meet up with them, get to know them, and then decide how you move forward. But don't go on a texting. They'll go texting for weeks and for months, and then decide to give them your number. And no, he should be asking you out for coffee or something like that within the first couple of days, within the first week.
Yeah.
But you have to have strategies around when to give your number, how to give your number, what number to give him.
Yes.
Because you have to get to know him outside the website.
Yeah. Yeah. I echo that. Do not have long texting conversations with men because then you're training them that that's how you communicate. Okay, ladies. So, yeah, we could go way more into this, but we're not going to.
Yeah.
We have another masterclass happening tomorrow in the Feminine Energy Academy where we're talking about natural consequences, boundaries with the masculine, and we're also going to be featuring one of our girls that just got engaged. And we're going to go through all of this tomorrow. She's going to be on there with us.
Yeah.
So, you girls can ask her questions as well. And she was a former single mom from the Caribbean. She married an American, or she's getting married to an American. So, it's so great to have this.
Yes.
Okay, what happens if he lives in another state? How does the dating go then? Okay, we're gonna answer this for Alicia because she's one of our girls
Yes.
in the Feminine Energy Academy, and then we're gonna get going.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens if he lives in another state? How does the dating go then? Well, I mean, we were in different countries.
Yeah.
Literally different countries.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, maybe?
The world is so small now.
Yes.
So being in a different state
Yes.
doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
When you have a healthy provider energy man, he'll do what he has to do to come see you and things
Yeah.
like that. So as long as there are no boundaries around him traveling or anything like that, that's not an issue. And a lot of times that can be an advantage because you want to look at everything and how is this an advantage for
Yes.
me?
Yes.
And not being in the same state will cause him to want to see you, will cause him to want to push things forward a little quicker. And I'm speaking from experience. She was in a different country.
Yeah.
So now it'll cause him to change his life.
Mhm.
So not only did I just come up there for a few months and get to know her kids, get to know her mom, just her family, because I wanted to move forward with it, and it wasn't convenient. It wasn't like, okay, I can just go down the street.
Yeah.
I can just go see her after work. It wasn't convenient. So I had to make major changes in my life if I wanted to be with her. And it'll really start to separate if people are just talking to you, wanting to hook up, people just talking, wanting to waste your time, or if they really want to get to know you and potentially marry you. Being in a different state really allows you to see how far are they willing to go. Now, you don't have to ask them, how far are you willing to go to get to know me?
Don't do that.
But you'll see how many hoops they jump through
Yeah.
to make things happen, to get to know you. They may fly you out. And again, that's a different topic because one thing, if they're flying you out, always get your own room. Always ask them to get a room for you, but never stay with them if you're not married to them. But that's another conversation. But it can be an advantage for you being in different states.
Yeah, so good. The biggest thing, babe, is every time you're talking with him, FaceTime, text messages, whatever, your only job as the feminine is that the conversation feels really good. He feels really good in the conversation. It's really relaxed, it's really fun, and it just feels good, right? You're just having fun together. And whenever he talks to you and that's what he's feeling, and you don't drag it out. So you're talking with him and then you're like, okay, I gotta go, right? But he knows that you're into him. You got to show him that you're into him as well, right? And you got to go. What he's gonna start to miss you. Like, okay, I need to FaceTime with this girl more. I really recommend FaceTiming, by the way. That's what we did.
Yes.
And make sure you look cute every time you FaceTime. This is important, ladies. Make sure you look so good every time you FaceTime him, okay? Or he FaceTimes you. And then when you got to go, he's going to miss you. He's going to be planning ways to come and see you. Okay? So, anyway, love you girls so much. This is so, so good. Save if we didn't answer any of your questions, save it for tomorrow for the Feminine Energy Academy Masterclass that we're going to be doing with our girl. And it'll be great.
Yes. So we'll definitely see you ladies tomorrow on the masterclass. And if you're watching this, ask your question, leave them in the comment section so we can get to them on our next live.
Yeah, and also if you're watching the replay, you can grab the replay for our masterclass tomorrow. All of our masterclass replays, that's where we go really deep in coaching our women in scenarios. Those are all available for the ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy. And of course, if you want coaching from us, you want our opinion on things, you want us to help you work through a lot of the stuff that we talk about on this channel and YouTube, then jump in there because that's how you get private access to us where we can help you. Okay, ladies, love ya.